to stance with your feet hip distance apart and parallel. Just make sure you've got plenty of space around you. We're going to go into the nodding duck, so leaning the body forward as the leg comes up behind you and then lowering back down. Alternating legs, opposite leg goes out as you lean down and come back up. Then start thinking, when you're down in this position, do your hips point straight forward. Try not let the hip roll up and out. Keep the hips pointing down. And then we're going to add on. So as you lean forward, you're going to float the arms up overhead and then lower them as you come back to stand up. And you're going to add on again. So as you go out into that leaning position, you're going to do 3 breaststrokes on one side. And then come back up to standing. Same again on the other side. Lean, reach, get my balance. And then come back up. From there you're going to come to high kneeling. And you're just going to bring one foot out, place it on the ground in front of you. Again, alternating sides, lifting up. And I want you to think, I'll just swizzle around so you can see me. I want you to think, do your hips hike up as you're doing the move, or do they twist from side to side? Again, thinking about the hips staying as still as possible as you bring that foot forward. And then, like I just saw myself do then, do you cheat by swinging the foot or the knee out. See if you can keep them in line as you bring the foot forward and back down again. Now I'm going to add on, so I bring the foot forward, stand up, lower back down, foot back in, opposite leg, stand up, lower back down, foot back in. From there we're going to do some stomach exercises. So cross the legs behind you, sit back onto seated. Just hold on to the back of your knees. You lower yourself down just as far as just before the shoulder blades touch down, the bottoms of your shoulder blades. Reach your arms long down by your side. Extend one leg to 45 degrees and then switch. Switch. Trying to keep your body still as possible. Stomach pulled in. Still breathing. Try and not let your lower back press down too hard into the ground. Everybody does Pilates, try and hold in neutral. Same move with your hands by the side of your head. Just cradling gently. So let your head rest in your hands rather than yanking your head up. And I'm going to add a twist. So turn into your bent leg for crisscross. See if you can be curled up higher. 3 more. 2, 1. And hug the knees, lower the head back down. And take the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Curl the head, neck and shoulders up again. Again, use your legs to pull you up. Make sure that it's not just your head and the top of the shoulders up. You want right up to the base of your shoulder blades off the ground. Take the left leg down, 2 pulses, and bring it back up. Exhale, exhale, inhale. curl up higher and then lower everything back down to the ground. And then take one leg up to the ceiling. Take arms, just rest them on your shins, and they're going to curl up, reaching towards your foot, and then lower back down. Exhale to curl up, inhale back down. Think about pulling your belly in as you curl up and lower down. Again, does your lower back press down into the ground as you go? You want to try and keep the hips flat rather than tilting as you move. And I'm going to add some pulses. So next time you come up, small pulses there, up towards your foot. Can you get your legs straighter? And then lower back down, switch the legs over. So opposite leg goes up towards the ceiling, stretch it, point it, fingertips come to your shin, curl up, exhale, inhale, lower back down. Again, staying in neutral, your pelvis. Keeping long through the neck. Next time you go up, small pulses. And then lower back down, bend the knee down, arms down by side. So from there we're going to do some lower abdomen work. So stay lying down, you're going to make that shape with your hands, like a triangle with your thumbs and fingers, and place it underneath your sternum, so the base of your spine. Put that triangle underneath the base of your spine, and that'll have tilted your pelvis hopefully into what we call the imprint position. So tilted like that. Take legs up into tabletop and then just cross your shins. And then from there you're going to exhale, bring the knees towards you. So small crunches. Engaging your lower abs, pulling your stomach in as you go. Exhale to crunch. And then if you can, your hip's going to be leaving your hands. You can take it as high as you want. You can lift higher. And then so you can do it slower and in more control. So it's easier to use the momentum by going fast. It's easiest to get the hips off your hands. You want to try and use your lower abdominal muscles and your breath. Two more. And release the hands, hug the knees into your chest and slowly rock from side to side. Then from there we're going to go and lie on our front. So I'm going to do some back exercise. Whenever you've done any front stomach exercises, it's always good to even yourself up by doing back exercises. So come over onto your fronts, have your arms near your sides of your armpits, have your nose or forehead down on the floor. From there, just resting your elbows down on the floor, you're going to go into that imprint. So think about tucking the tailbone under and almost feel like you're trying to pull your belly button up and away from the floor. And as you exhale, imprint, inhale, neutral. Then you're going to hold it in that imprint position. So you can roll your shoulders back and down away from your ears, and then pull your belly up away from the floor, and then lift up into a back extension. Inhale to lower back down, exhale to lift up. So as you come up, do you peel up and bend your back? You want to try and think about pulling the back of your ribs up towards the ceiling and lowering back down. Next time you come up to the top into that back extension, just pause, readjust your glasses if necessary. You're going to think, do your ribs push down into the ground? Does your belly push down into the ground? Pull them both up and away, and then lower back down. Let's exhale to move, inhale to hold, and just reassess your body before you exhale back down. So inhale at the bottom, shoulders down, ribs in, belly in. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, reassess, shoulders down, belly in, ribs in. Exhale, back down. Inhale, shoulders, belly, ribs imprinted. Exhale, lift. Inhale, shoulders, belly, ribs. Exhale, down. As you move, do your feet want to try and lift off the ground? Really think about being very active, reaching along through the legs, but pushing the fronts of your feet and your knees down into the ground. And then exactly the same thing, but with your arms down by your side. As you exhale, reach the arms down towards your toes. Shoulders hopefully will be staying down now. Really thinking about the ribs and belly. In, exhale, down. Inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, belly and ribs. Exhale, down. Next time come up, pause there, small pulses. And then lower back down. Take your hands underneath your forehead. So one hand stacked on top of the other. Pin them to your forehead and they're going to come up with you. Same thing. Inhale, shoulders down, belly in, ribs in. Exhale, lift up with your hands pinned to your forehead. Inhale, double check, ribs and belly in. Exhale, lower back down. This one, your feet are more likely to want to lift up. So think about pressing those feet down as you lift and lower. Two more. And then come into, push yourself back into what we call child's pose. So bum sitting on your feet, slowly reach your arms away and lower your head down towards the floor. Take some deep breaths into your back and exhale to relax. And from there, bring yourself back onto your fronts. Hands stacked again. This time take your feet a lot wider. Keep the knees where they are nice and wide, and then bend your legs, bringing your heels together. So your toes are apart, pointing out, heels are together, forehead resting on your hands, and you're going to exhale to squeeze the heels together. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. So again, keeping that imprint, so pubic bone pressed down, belly button pulled away from the ground, shoulders down, ribs in. And then you're going to start lifting the knees as you squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, release. Does this make your shoulders want to start hitching up towards your ears? Keep the shoulders down away from your ears as you lift and lower. and I'm going to add a back extension, so half of the upper body as the thighs come up, lower everything down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Squeeze and lift. Next time you come up, pause at the top of that move, small pulses. Still squeezing with the heels, ribs still in, shoulders still down, and I hold and lower everything down. Come back again to child's pose. This time take knees a bit wider, big toes together. Slide the arms away, sink the forehead down to the ground. And bring yourself forward again. Then start with the hands by the sides, lifting up into that back extension. Reach the arms forward, looking at the ground directly below you. You're going to circle the arms down by your sides and lift up higher into that dart position. Then stroke the fingers up the side of your body, reach them forward as you inhale, exhale, circle them back, reach up higher, lift up higher. Inhale, reach, exhale, high. Inhale, reach. Reaching long through the legs, ribs pulled in. Two more. Lower everything down, back to that child's pose. Then restack your spine all the way back up to sitting up. And that is your back series. From there you're going to come down to lie on your side. So I'll just come at an angle so you can see better. But you're going to have your spine straight and your feet in line with your spine, your knees bent in front of you. Have your arm bent or a cushion underneath your head to support you. Top hand on the floor in front of you. Think about your shoulders being stacked, one directly above the other, so not rolling forward backward. Also keep them both down away from your ears. And then think about your hips staying stacked, so not rolled forward backward. As if it pins, holding it still. Same with your feet, as you lift the top knee up towards the ceiling and then lower it back down. Lift and lower for climb. So the tendency is, as your knee comes up, your top hip wants to go back to get that knee higher. Almost feel like you're pushing your hip forward a little bit as the knee comes up. And then pin the knees together reverse, so the foot comes up and down. Try and not have too much weight in your hand. Talking of hands. And the tendency with this one is as the foot comes up, the top hip wants to roll forward. So again, keeping those hips stacked as you lift and lower the foot. And then take that leg long, lift and lower the whole leg. So now as the leg lifts, the waist will want to push down to the ground. So almost feel like lifting it off the ground. So you should be able to slide a hand under there, and this hip doesn't hitch up towards your shoulder as you lift and lower. If you want more of a challenge, you can take the bottom leg long, and if you've got room and no sofa in the way, you can take the bottom arm long, just as extra balance challenge. And then turn it into circles. brush past the opposite leg. Now the body's going to want to try do some kind of, I don't know, salsa moves, bopping around, so keep it as still as possible as you circle that leg. And then change direction with the circle. More challenge to take the hand to the head as you circle. 3 more. 1. And then pull that knee in, have a quick stretch. Sometimes nice to hit it. Come to just cross your legs over, either on the floor or with bent leg, just to stretch that muscle out. And we'll spin over onto the side. Same again. Support your head either with your arm or a pillow. Top hand on the floor in front of you. Legs bent, shoulders stacked, hips stacked, feet stacked, knees stacked. Top knee open and close. And then top foot open and close. And then take that top leg long, out the way of the sofa. Lift and lower. Spine reaching long and straight. Waist lifted off the ground. As the leg lifts, don't let the waist dip down. So pushing that top hip away from you as you lift and lower. And then circle. Leg reaching nice and straight. And then change directions. Again, keeping that hip still, so don't let it rock forward, backward. Don't let the spine move. It's about keeping everything as still as possible. And last one. Bend it in. Get a quick slap. Lower leg bent or straight. Opposite crossed over. And just have a quick stretch. Coming back onto the first side. Take yourself long. Stretching long with the lower arm and the legs. Top hand comes onto your side of your body now. Then you're going to lift up into a side extension. So don't let the hips roll back as you lift and lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. And then see if, like me, your feet come apart. Try and pin your heels together as you lift and lower. One last one. And then switch sides. Reaching long and straight. Top hand slides down towards your knee as you lift up and lower down. For the star. Two more. And then rest down. So from there, you're going to bring yourself up to kneeling. Have a little jaunty angle here. Going to take yourself out with your leg extended into a side kneeling pose. Top arm reaching for the ceiling. As you transition from side to side as smoothly as possible. And think about keeping your hips forward. Don't let your bum start sitting back as you move. And then next time you go over, pause there, leg circles. Hips still pointing forward. Trying to have your hips not too far this way, so try and keep them as above your knee as possible. Switch direction with your circles and then switch sides. So again, trying to not let the bum sit back as you're circling that leg. Switch directions, push the hips forward and then come back up. Then take that leg out. From there you're going to side bend over towards the leg. And then switch sides, flip leg out, side bend over the other leg. And then down into child's pose. Restack the spine, back up to kneeling. From there, come and lie down on your back. Keeping that neutral with your pelvis, so not tilted towards you, just a natural curve in your back. Lift your legs up to tabletop, arms come out to a T, palms up towards the ceiling. Keep your legs pinned together. As you inhale the legs over to one side and exhale back to centre. So the aim is to keep your shoulders down on the ground, so you can get right over if you lift your shoulder up, but you're only going as far as you can keep your shoulders on the ground. Use your exhale and your core to bring you back to centre. So what you're looking out for is that you don't let your back arch up off the ground. Keep that neutral with your spine as you side roll. Also, do your knees slide past each other as you're moving. Keep them pinned together. One last one. Come back to centre, lower one foot. Have the feet hip distance apart. From there, just let the knees drop from side to side. And if you want, you can add on like extra rotation with your hand in your neck, turning the opposite direction from your knees. Come back to centre. Take the feet a bit wider, so if you have a yoga mat, to sides of your yoga mat, and now let the knees drop from side to side. So the feet stay on the floor, just rolling from the inside of the foot to the outside of the foot. And if you want, you can take the feet wider still. More movement through the ball and socket joint of your hips. And then bring your feet back in, arms down by your side. So from there, again, we're going to tilt the pelvis into imprint and then back to neutral, just to get used to that movement. Imprint is where your pubic bone lifts higher to the ceiling and your hip bones sink lower to the ground. Neutral, they should all be the same height away from the floor. Exhale to imprint, inhale to neutral. As you're doing it, do your knees wobble in and out. Try and keep them exactly the same width, hip width apart as you roll from imprint to neutral. And then I'm going to take it a bit further, so imprinting, then peeling the hips and the spine up off the floor as you lift up into shoulder bridge. Inhale to hold at top and exhale to reverse all the way back down. Roll to neutral before you come back, imprint, peel up. And think about trying to lengthen your spine down the floor as you lower it back down. Next time you come to the top of the move, just pause there. See if you can reach your knees further away. Feel like you're digging your heels in and pulling them towards you and pushing your knees away. And then start moving again. At the top, every time, just checking. You can pull your heels towards you, push your knees away. Try not overextend, so don't let your ribs thrust up to the ceiling. Keep the back of your shoulders down throughout the move. then same thing, go on tiptoes. And if you want more of a challenge, you can bring the legs together. Take one leg, extend it out, pin the knees together, same thing, but just one-legged. And then switch sides. And then place the foot down. If you've gone for one-legged option, go to everyone cross your legs into this sort of position, whatever you'd call that. Just straight forward, lift the hips. Don't worry about tilting and peeling the spine up now, just lifting the hips and lowering. And then switch sides. And then next time you lower the hips down, take the arms out to a T again. You're going to let the legs roll over to the side where your foot comes down as you roll. Again, turn the head to face the other direction. Just hold that position for a moment. Try and turn everything off, relax. And then look up back towards the ceiling again. Bring the legs back up to untangle, retangle over the other way. Opposite sole goes down towards the floor. Head turns to face the other way. And just try and relax. And head back up to the ceiling. Knee back up to the ceiling. Untangle your legs. From there, rock yourself up to seated. Take your hands behind you, pointed towards you. Feet are hip distance apart, parallel again. From there, lifting the hips up to make yourself as straight a line as you can from knees to shoulders, and then lower back down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. If that's too much strain on the wrist, you can always take the fingers to point out to the sides. And then we're going to add on to that. So next time you come up to the top of the move, pause there, bring one leg to tabletop, lower it down, opposite leg, lower it down, below the hips. Other way around, opposite leg lifts first, lower, second leg, lower, hips down. So keep on going like that, but the aim of the game is to not let any of the body move as you alternate lifting the legs. So don't let your hips sag, don't let your body rock. One last one. And then lower down. Down onto the ground. Take one leg straight up to the ceiling, ankle circles. Now you're going to do exactly the same thing, but with your toes scrunched, and keep them scrunched as you circle. And then switch direction with your circle. Reaching that leg long. And then switch legs. Circle one way. Scrunch the toes, keep them scrunched. So a tendency is, as the foot comes towards you, you want to stretch the toes, keep them scrunched the whole way around the circle, switch directions. And then rest the foot back down. From there you're going to lift up and come into all fours. If you want to do it Pilates style, tuck yourself into a ball and slowly start rocking yourself up to come to seated. Spin round into all fours. So set up, hands directly below your shoulders, even weight across your hands, knees directly below your hips, spine long and straight. So no rounding, no dipping, no sagging through the shoulders. Push the ground away, and from there, opposite arm and leg reach out, and then come back in. Alternating sides. So keeping the body as still as possible as you move. Next time you take one arm and leg out, pause there, lift them slightly higher, and then small circles. Again, keeping the body as still as you can. Switch direction with your circles. Don't let the hips rotate up towards the ceiling. Keep them pointing, hip bones pointing directly at the ground. Switch legs. Lift and circle one way. Body stays still, hips point down, switch direction with your circles. And then bring it back in. From there, tuck the toes under, and you're going to hover the knees up off the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Exhale to lift. Take some breaths at the top, and then exhale back down. If like me you're a bit hyperextended in the elbows, just try and make sure that your arms stay straight as you lift and lower. One more, and lower back down. From there you can take your hands, weight off your wrists, give them a quick wriggle, quick rest. And then once you're ready, take yourself out into a plank. From there you're going to push your weight back into your heels and then come forward. So flexing the feet and pointing the feet. If you want to make it a bit harder, same thing with one leg raised. Switch after 3 on each side. Shuffle away from the sofa. Creaky ankles. And bring the knees down. Come back into child's pose. Have a quick breather. From there, come to kneeling up. I'll just spin round. Take one leg out. Flex the foot. Big toe on the floor, and then lift the big toe up towards the ceiling. So get that rotation right through the whole leg. Again, checking that the hips don't move, so try and keep them pointed forward as you rotate the leg. Same thing with your hands down on the floor. Get that leg rotation. And then next time the toe comes down, go into cat and cow. So round in the back and then dip in the back. Inhale to round, exhale to dip. Just checking that you're not sitting back towards your foot. And then come back to that straight spine. You're going to reach one hand up towards the ceiling and then switch. Inhale to reach, exhale to switch. Place the hand back down, bring the leg in, spin yourself round, switch your legs. Take the hands to the hips, lift and lower that big toe, rotate that leg. Hips stay pointing forward. Same thing with the hands down on the floor. I find one side's different from the other. Today this is my not so happy side. And then big toe stays down as you go into that cat and cow. So dip the back, arch the back. Even weight throughout the hands. And let the head hang heavy when you're arched. And then go into that reach. So inhale up to the ceiling, exhale the hands back down. Opposite hand, inhale, turn and reach up towards the ceiling. Looking up towards that hand as you go. And then bring the hand down, bring the leg in. From there you're going to come into plank. And then lift up into downward facing dog or pike. Come back into plank. And back to down dog. Just alternating between the two. If you want, you can add press ups. Next time you come into that downward facing dog, slowly walk the hands in towards your feet. Tuck the tailbone under and bend the knees. Release that to bring yourself all the way up to standing. You're going to inhale to float the arms up and come up onto your tiptoes. And exhale to lower the heels and come down into a squat. Inhale up. Exhale down. So as you're going, just check that your feet don't roll out. So try and keep your heels and your ankles hip distance apart. Don't let them roll out as you're coming up and down in your tiptoes. Inhale up, exhale down, and then standing up with your arms down by your side. Let your head hang heavy. Slowly roll yourself down so your hands are near the ground. Bending the knees until your hands actually touch the ground. Walk the hands out into a plank. From there, either option to do 3 press ups or to go back into down dog and march the heels down towards the ground. Get a calf stretch. And then walk the hands in, back towards the feet again. Head hangs heavy as you roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Inhale, float arms up, tiptoes. Exhale down into squat. Inhale up. Exhale down. One last one. Back down, stand up, arms by your side. Let the head hang. Roll yourself down, get stretched down your spine. Just pause at the bottom here. Legs straight, letting your arms hang heavy. Just shake your head side to side, release any tension. And then walk the arms out, and the hands down into plank. Back into down dog. Back into plank. This time in down dog, just bring the knee forward and let the foot swing across the body underneath you. Let the knee go down to the ground, point the back toes and slide that back leg away from you, letting the hips sink down towards the ground. So just being careful that your hips stay level, don't let them tilt over to the side, keep them level. And then you can come to rest on your elbows, or if you want to increase the stretch, lift the chest up towards the ceiling, or even take the arms and point to the ceiling. And release, pop the hands down, tuck the toes under on the back foot, lift back and into that down dog. Come forward again, back into that plank. Bring the opposite knee forward, swing the foot across, point the back toes, slide the leg back. Again, hips is level, not rolled out. Just breathe and enjoy the stretch. Again, either on your elbows or up on your hands, or reaching up towards the ceiling. Untangle yourself, roll your shoulders back And we are done.